Hey guys, welcome back to World of Warships. Today we're taking a look at the Scharnhorst 43 again. This, of course, was the free ship this Christmas if you found it in the Battle Pass on the free track. It was about halfway through. And I think a lot of you got this ship already. If you haven't, though, this is, again, just your PSA. You need to play the game a few days. It's like maybe a week of light playing the game, and you will get this ship. And it's amazing. It is a better Scharnhorst they're just giving away, at least in my opinion, just because it has this amazing speed boost that lets you go so much quicker. It allows you to get into secondary range, torpedo range that much faster. Your main guns are a little bit worse, longer reload. You don't have the short fuse AP or shorter fuse AP that Scharnhorst usually gets, so that can be a little bit worse against some of these light cruisers at this tier. But the extra maneuverability provided by this speed boost, as well as the secondaries just firing faster, and a 45-second reload on these torpedoes means you're a bit of a beast at closer ranges. Tier 7, of course, there can be some decent brawls going on, so having a Scharnhorst here with even more powerful close-range options is always going to be welcomed, at least by me. You've probably seen a lot of these already in the Tier 7 ranked, if that's still going on now. There was Tier 7 ranked, I know, and we certainly had a lot of battleships, especially the Scharnhorst 43 here, just because it's so good in that mode. It's perfect for it, really. Less ships on the board, you're only playing against your tier. Here we're against a Vladivostok at close range, so a little bit outgunned, at least when it comes to caliber and his armor. But we're going to even the odds with these secondaries and these torpedoes. It's just amazing. I've had a lot of fun playing this ship. It's kind of been my go-to secondary battleship at tier 7 now, just because it's so much fun to play. This game, though, we are going to get very, very low. Notice we've taken a lot of damage already. Sure, we've got some heals, but we've taken a lot of damage already. And there is plenty of damage and kills to gain yet in this match. So it's really interesting that the Scharnhorst can take a ton of damage like we have already here. And yet, for some reason, every once in a while, the armor just seems to work and people seem to miss the superstructure. I don't know, we live far longer than we probably should have in this game. Running Lucians, of course, is going to buff this ship even further. Faster secondary reload, even at the expense of a little bit of the alpha damage on these secondaries, means you're just activating Lucians that much faster. And that's going to give you even more DPM. As you can see, we are torping from both sides of our ship. And look at that. Our right side torps that we just landed on this Vlad at 3 kilometers are loading in 3, 2, 1. That's the power here. When you're within torpedo range, it's just never-ending torps. It's pretty much as fast as it takes your ship to turn to shoot the opposite side of torps. The other ones are just going to be back up again. It's really, really fun. That's a decent start for our team. We have a nice little lead here, and we're going to time skip just a little bit. Oh no, what happened to that lead our team had? We were up 2 or 3 ships at the time that I took out that Vladivostok. And it took me a long time to get back in the battle. Meanwhile, our team kind of disintegrated. So we have 1 heal left. We have 23,000 HP. And we're going to have to bring this game back. It's going to be very, very close at the end. But how are we going to do that? Well, we first need to deal with the B cap here. I will say, anytime I don't have the speed boost activated with this ship, suddenly I feel very, very sluggish. It makes me really wish I could just have a speed boost on every single battleship in the game, just because how much it improves the maneuverability and the feel of this Scharnhorst. That would be OP, of course. We can't have that, actually, but it certainly means that the Scharnhorst 43 here is pretty special with this speed boost. Just allowing you to be that much, it's just that much more fun, basically. Allowing you to get around the battle, but also dodge shells and get into better positions. The main guns, though, are a bit of a weak point, certainly. I haven't had that many good salvos with these main guns. You're really trying to use that speed to get within your secondary range as well as your torpedo range. That's going to be the bread and butter of this ship, of course. So we've already got 110,000 damage, which is pretty good. Tier 7, we're into some Tier 8 matchmaker here, of course, but Tier 7 ship, that is a pretty good result here already. And we're going to continue to push here. Amagi gets our Vanguard, so it's actually 3 of us only now. I at least have my speed boost up, but I was certainly thinking this game was going to be over at this point. I was about to die, And I was like, it's fine, just go next, that kind of thing. But we're going to see if we can't get a Cleveland here. Again, that lacking that short fuse that Scharnhorst would normally have results in a few of those overpens. But we're still going to get within secondary range, and those should tear him up, no problem. Fortunately, I haven't had to really deal with my torpedo tubes getting permanently taken out really all that much. But I think they're not actually that much tougher than normal Scharnhorst Torps. So you can expect them to die relatively quickly. There we go, finally grabbing a Citadel on one of these cruisers. And I think that was just because the Cleveland was angled. If he had been flat broadside, I think we would have struggled to actually manage to grab that Citadel. But we need to deal with this other cruiser Omino here just before we deal with a Cherbourg and an Amagi here. This is pretty dangerous. Finally using my last heal here as well. And we're pretty low. We're very, very low, in fact. But this extra speed and maneuvering allows us to dodge a lot of incoming fire. Notice that I'm not only just playing with my rudder here, I'm also playing with my speed, trying to vary it as much as I can to avoid these Cherbourg and Amagi salvos coming in. We also have a submarine to deal with. Secondaries do finish off the cruiser here. Very nice. That's our 4th kill in this game. 200 secondary hits already. 4 Torps, which is pretty good, but you'll know if you watch the earlier video on the Scharnhorst 43 that got a lot more Torp hits in that video. It's not every game that you're actually going to get that many Torp hits. It's like, did I get over 10 in that video? Something like that? I'm trying to remember now. It was a lot. We were brawling almost the whole time, that one. But a Cherbourg here, trying to make him miss, as well as this Amagi, using the speed boost, juking forward and backwards. And bow on, I probably should use HE, honestly. Although I do have IFHE for these secondaries. We'll look at the build after this game, but I think using IFHE is still going to be good here, just because the HE on the main guns is so bad. I probably should still be using it against the Cherbourg here, just because the AP is not going to do a whole lot. But the HE really, you don't want to be using the HE at all. It's just low damage, low fire chance. Even without taking IFHE, it is going to be very, very low damage. Just look at the secondaries ripping into them already. They're so good, man. And just having them shoot faster. I know they do a little bit less damage, but having them shoot faster just feels more fun. It feels cooler. There we go. We get ourselves a Kraken already. And still not done. Look at our HP. We're on 7,000 HP. That's all we have for the rest of this game. Barely managing to avoid the sub-torps. If you're kiting away from the sub and he is pinging you, with a battleship, the Torps stop homing far enough away that you should be able to dodge them. It's not always possible if you're trying to dodge other things, other incoming fire, but it's possible to dodge them if you're kiting away. That's kind of why I always recommend, if you're dealing with a sub, don't be pushing them. It's very, very difficult to deal with them in that case. Enemy Gneisenau also on very low HP. I'm getting very lucky that this Amagi kind of stopped shooting at us here, although I believe that's because he's taken an interest in our Baltimore in the north here. The AP not doing a ton of damage, but doing a little bit against the Gneisenau broadside. He's so low. Surely we'll get him here, right? This will be our 6th kill potentially, right? No, actually, Baltimore gets him before our shells land. I wasn't actually sure if our shells landed or not. I remembered us doing very little to that guy though. And we're gonna find the submarine. So a bit of a difficult spot to be in here. But if he's going to ping us, we need to remember that we have to wait until the Torps are going to stop homing. Look at them. They're coming straight for our ship, but they're going to home ahead of our ship because we're going so fast. And if we can do the slow down and turn in juke, then we can dodge one set. But that's really all you can do when you're pushing into a submarine is dodge one set, because it kills all your speed and momentum to make that one juke. That's like your only option there. So dealing with this Amagi now, I was hoping these Torps was actually going to catch him as he was coming around, but looking back, I should have saved them. 16 seconds until we get our next ones. He manages to do 0 to our broadside. I don't know how, but he did 0 to our broadside. I got very, very lucky. And maybe I should have still launched some 3 seconds. Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was going to keep pushing. So I actually should have launched my left side. Looking back on this, making some mistakes. It's been a little while since I actually played this game. I kind of had this one saved. Just for a time like this, where we're coming up on Christmas. I'm trying to pre-make some videos so I can get a few days off here and there. And Merry Christmas, by the way. I should mention that I haven't been saying that in my videos, but I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday season. We haven't had any snow where I'm from, which is a little odd since I'm from northern Canada, right? So way up north in Canada, and no snow yet. Feels weird, to me at least. But I'm sure some of you are used to no snow on Christmas, so that would be a normal thing. It'd be weird. I'm going off on a tangent now, but Christmas and snow and cold is just so normal for me. I can't imagine what it'd be like in the southern hemisphere, because you guys are like in t-shirts, having barbecues, right? Like, but that's Christmas for you, and that's what you would know, and it's so funny what we get used to, of course. Here, at the end of this game, making another mistake, although I do think it was probably the right play, just because I should be taking more damage from this Amagi than I actually am. Ducking behind this island here with only 30 seconds left on the clock. I needed to keep my secondary pressure up on him. I probably should have been using HE on the main guns as well, but I should have been taking more damage as well. I was kind of hoping that my secondaries would be lighting some fires here and there, as well as just trying to kill him a little bit quicker. But I think he got a heal, and that made it a little bit more difficult for us to kill him. But we got up to 220,000 damage. I believe I was down to 1 heal, and we had like 120,000 damage, 112,000 damage. So somehow we lived. We didn't quite bring it back, but that is 6 kills, 24,000 damage here. And somehow we lived. I took too much damage at the beginning going after that Vlad and the cruiser just to carry this game out. If I had a little more HP, I do think I probably could have carried this one out. But still a ridiculous game, and kind of shows you the crazy power that this ship can have if you're just going to W key into people. We even got top base XP on either team, even though we were on the losing side, which is always interesting. Secondaries here even doing 66,000 damage. That's kind of ridiculous for a tier 7 ship, might I remind you. That's a good game in something like the Schlieffen even. That's an excellent amount of secondary damage for a ship like that. And we're a tier 7. Notice we didn't actually get that much from fires. That's probably just down to taking IFHE and not actually having the best fire chance. So it's probably something we should have had a little more of, maybe. I don't know. 4.5% and 6.5% on the bigger guns. You probably would expect a few more fires than that, but I mean, considering how long we lived on such low HP with this thing, yeah, the armor's decent, but I think we got pretty lucky to actually get the score we did. That game probably should have been over quite a long time ago. But if you haven't got this ship yet, make sure you go play the game a little bit. Go to Holidays in Santa City, and you're going to find it right here. So it's on the free track, right? You don't even need to buy the Battle Pass, right? This is the bottom side is the premium stuff. You don't even have to do that. Just get to the 10th phase here. And it seems like these missions aren't actually too difficult, seemingly. I don't know. I've gotten through this relatively quickly. It seems like, from what I can tell, other people have also been getting through that relatively quickly to at least half of it. It's only halfway through the Battle Pass. You don't even have to finish it to get this ship, which is really cool. It's kind of the gift this Christmas season, and I like to see that. Even though there are some pretty insane events here, very expensive ones like Kitakami, for example, nice to see that they're also giving away, essentially giving away. It's not entirely free. Your time is valuable, of course, as well, but it's essentially a gift ship. And it's a fun one, too. It's a very, very fun one. Tease the commander here. This is the commander build that I have been using on this ship. In that game, I actually am not sure if I was actually running emergency repair. Maybe I was going a little bit crazier with something, but this is the build that I would kind of settle on, at least for now. Notice I also don't have Lucians right now. I think I've been using him on a different ship for whatever reason. But at the time, I was using Lucians. If you have Lucians, run Lucians. It's so good. I think I even popped the heal for spotting 3 people. You get a small heal, which is kind of amusing for a battleship to get that as well. But the bread and butter here, of course, secondaries, Torps, 45-second reload on the, on the Torps is just ridiculous. It's so much fun. It is just a fun ship to have. The extra parts of the build here, looking at, of course, running secondaries. If you can, if you have the coal to get it, engine boost mod here is amazing. Just giving you that 234 seconds of speed boost. Ridiculous, ridiculous. It's just a fun ship, man. But that's about it. Scharnhorst 43. It's a really good ship. It's really fun. and it's a free gift ship this holiday season, if you have some time to grind, of course. So let me know what you think in the comments down below if you've managed to get this thing already. I hope you have, because this really is the one thing that you should be trying to get if you do play this game over the holidays. Again, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a great time with your family or whatever you're doing over the holidays, and thank you very much for watching.